So I'm Tiffany. If you have not met me, I'm rather new. So this is exciting for me. I'm not even a year in. I was at another direct sales company before this, but I'm so excited. I've used oils for over 12 years, but not at the capacity that I'm using them and learning to use them still now. So it's a pleasure that I get to come on and share with you guys. So I'm going to try to share my screen. So hopefully you're all familiar with the wellness pyramid, and you can see some of you might recognize this picture. It's been around for a while. If you've been to any doTERRA, workshops, think of your health like stacking blocks, right? If you remove the foundation, it all topples. So nutrition, digestion, movement, and metabolism impact all other aspects of your health and well-being. These wellness principles are the same lifestyle factors that impact your overall health. So nutrition is at the bottom. So it's the most important, right? You guys know this already. So I am, and then movement and metabolism. So exercise supports your body in many ways, including a healthy immune system. Then rest and, am I right? Yep. Rest and management in your sleep, and stress right there under rest and management. Okay, so that it can cause a lot of problems if you're not getting good sleep. Adequate sleep impacts your health in so many ways, including your hormones in your metabolic system. So and then stress management is key. And a lot of times, if you're under stress, you can't sleep a lot, right? You already know that. And then exposures, studies have shown, I went on to the next slide. Sorry, guys. So exposure studies have previously shown environmental exposures to pollutions can affect all your body, right? So hopefully you guys already know this. So I love this picture because it shows you, it's really touchy. I'm sorry, guys. There it is. All these, you can see what doTERRA products help with each level and where you're at. So we are going to look at mostly sleep today. So it would be on that rest and management level. So if you want to be healthy, you have 3 jobs. We only have 3 jobs, guys, to be healthy. That's it. And it is eat, move, and sleep. Have you ever heard it put so simple? I thought, oh my gosh, that's it. And I have not moved today. So after going over my slides today, guess who went on a walk? Because I'm like, I haven't even done anything. I haven't done anything for myself in that way today. So out of those 3 things, sleep should be the easiest. Well, it should be, but a lot of people struggle with sleep, whether it be from not getting enough or you can't fall asleep. Maybe you're restless and constantly waking. With the hectic schedules we all tend to keep, it's no wonder people struggle with sleep. We rush from appointment to appointment, shuttle kids from here and there, maybe working, and spend the day looking at screens, just trying to fit everything in. When it's time to rest, it's hard to wind down, right? So we're going to look at some ways to go through our sleep. Why we need sleep. So good sleep is one of the most essential elements of a healthy life. Unfortunately, sleep is one of the most undervalued parts of modern schedules. In this busy world, it's all too easy to sacrifice sleep, right? To other pursuits like work and family responsibility, social time, even technological distractions, right? Maybe you've had a hard, hectic day and you just want to veg out to Netflix. And you're like, I deserve this. But then you keep watching and you're up too late before you know it. So what if I sacrifice a little sleep to other areas of my life? I feel like a little sluggish or groggy the next day, but there's so much to do, accomplish, and experience instead of sleep a little longer. Can anybody relate to this? You can put it in the chat too. I can't see the chat. Christy, would you mind looking at the chat and letting me know anything that comes up? Thank you so much. And then rest. It may seem like a lot to spend a third of your life sleeping, but the consequences of cutting your shut-eye time short are a lot more significant significant than just feeling tired. Sleep deprivation has been linked to several health challenges. And I looked up a bunch today just to see, and it was really interesting. Research shows that time you spend sleeping is crucial to brain function, emotional well-being, and vital health areas. You can get sick, and you guys all know this. You've heard this. I was the little girl at the slumber parties. My mom stopped letting me go because if I didn't get sleep, guess who came home sick? So if you have a low immune, you know what this is like. During sleep, your body is hard at work rebuilding and repairing itself. It's mending its blood vessels, balancing your hormones, maintaining or even boosting the immune system. Your brain processes the events of the day and prepares list for another day of learning. When you cut the process short, your body doesn't and can't properly recuperate. So causing problems in the long run. Sleep even impacts your cells and your cell cycle. So the good news is now, because sleep has such a broad, comprehensive impact on health, adequate rest, quantity, and quality will support improvement in those areas. There we go. So there you can see the newborns, the infants, the toddlers, the preschoolers, and even adults. Like, we should be getting anywhere from 9 to 12 hours. So you know why you need sleep. So let's talk about how much sleep you really need. And there it is. Here's the breakdown. Newborns, 14 to 7 hours. Infants from 4 months to a year still need 12 to 16 hours. And toddlers, 11 to 14. Preschoolers, 10 to 13. And a lot of them have overlap, you might see. They need, the need for sleep goes down slightly with each age group. If you have a children, pay attention to their cues and behavior, hints, or whether they're getting adequate sleep. And you guys should know that. A lot of you are parents. The next group, 6 to 12, need between 9 and 12 hours. Teens need a solid 8 to 10 hours each night. So now adults who need a minimum of 7 hours of sleep each night. Do you guys get 7 hours?
No.
Yay, I see head shaking. No.
Yes.
I am one. I like to get 9 hours. So some of you are, some of you aren't. So they don't even, they don't vary. And there's some people who just don't need a lot of sleep. That's a myth, they tell me. Okay, with the research, it says it's a whole myth. People that say, I only need 5 hours, that's just not true for your body. No one only needs 4 to 5 hours of sleep at night. However, sleep needs can vary. So you might be one that can do on 7. So some people need to get 8 or 9, while others may feel completely rested with a consistent 7. So you know who you are. You might want to pay more attention to that now that we're talking about it. So sleep hygiene. What does sleep hygiene mean? Have you guys heard that word before? Like personal hygiene, we've all heard of, but sleep hygiene, some of us have, because we're doTERRA wellness advocates. And I did not hear about it before conference. So, but now I'm hearing about it. So it refers to healthy habits and behaviors and environmental factors you can adjust to assist with a good night's sleep. So it refers to the bedroom environment and daily routines that promote consistent, uninterrupted sleep. It includes things like keeping a stable sleep schedule, making your bedroom comfortable and free of distractions, following a relaxing bedtime routine, and more. Some sleeping problems are caused by bad habits reinforced over years or even decades. Let's talk about good sleep hygiene. So that's even important before we talk about the products, to make sure you're doing the things to help yourself. Okay, so we want to make sure we're helping ourselves. So the first thing is to be consistent, just like anything, right? Exercise, eating healthy, follow a consistent sleep schedule. Varying your bedtime or morning wake up time can hinder your body's ability to adjust to a stable circadian rhythm. And this is something I even know one of my sons deals with anxiety and some issues and goes to counseling, and they tell him, it's really important when your anxiety is getting bad to make sure on the weekends and everything that you are keeping your schedule, because that can throw off, especially a lot of people dealt with that during COVID. I don't know if you guys remember that, but that was a big thing. One study suggests that inconsistent sleep, where a person goes to bed at inconsistent times or wakes up at different times every day, can disturb the body's process of regulating inflammation during sleep. If you're worried that means you fall asleep at the same precise time each night, don't be too worried about that, right? Think of it more like a window time. Does that make more sense? So when you want to try to fall asleep, it's like a goal, like you're going to try to hit somewhere around the target. If you start getting ready for bed at the same time each night, you'll likely fall into a natural rhythm and fall asleep within a reasonable, consistent window. If you're wondering about wake up times and weekends, it's best, here it goes, right? Also to maintain a steady window. As a fun sleeping in the weekend can be, which I'm one that loves to sleep in, it's drastically different than your weekdays, throws off your rhythm. And you kind of know that as we get older, that doesn't really happen as much, right? Has everyone noticed that? At least I have. Unless you're not getting enough sleep, you might be able to sleep in way, way late, right? So when you wake up the same time every day, you'll find an extra 15 or 30 minutes. The weekend feels a little longer. So if you're like me, you know what I'm talking about, right? Like maybe you get up at 7 and then you get up at 7:30 on the weekend, you really feel like you slept in when that's not. So another thing, try to be consistent with a nightly routine or ritual. Consider listening to your music, doing light stretching, writing in a journal. Some people like to take a warm shower or bath before bed. You might also maybe do some prayer time, meditation, reading, but they do say to avoid using your screen. And I'm a bad one at that because I got to read in the dark because my husband's sleeping. So I want to read on my screen. But they say to get rid of your screens and do a habit. I have started doing a lot of these things that we're going to be talking about. And I love my sleep schedule right now. So I'm excited to talk about it with you. So that's setting the mood, okay? It doesn't sound appropriate. But now let's talk about sleep environment, your bedroom. Your setting should affect a perfect sleep quality. Do you feel good when you walk in your bedroom? You know what I'm talking about, right? Like, how do you feel? Does it make you, if you have a bunch of stuff on that nightstand, you see them over there, it might stress you out. And that's not a good feeling in your bedroom. That's not what you want to be feeling, right? Or dirty clothes on the floor. If it's one that doesn't bother, and maybe if that doesn't bother you, maybe it's not. But you want to make sure if there's any little lights or twinkle and blink in your room that might upset you, you might want to cover those up with a dark piece of paper if they're too bright and disturbing. Maybe get a different clock. If there's some sound, find a quiet, maybe a fan or a fan app. You know, when you travel, some of us girls know. I don't know if Ashley's on, but she has the fan app, and so does Laura, that they put on their phone when they travel, because I've slept in rooms with them. And this will help. This will work. You want to find what works best for you. Think about your bedding as well. You spend a third of your life sleeping, so it's worth investing in good bedding and comfortable, breathable sheets, especially if you're like me and going through hot flashes. I love my sheets. So I don't know if you do, but you should. So, and that, just think about it. I know it seems like a frivolous, silly thing to do, but when you realize, you know, what we spend on clothes and other things, your bed should be super comfortable to you. So think about that. And there we go. Avoid the screens. Exposure to natural light, especially early in the day, helps reinforce the strongest circadian cue. Then before bed, limit light. Artificial light exposure at night can interfere with your rhythm. So the experts have advised dimming down your lights before bed and putting down your electronics. And we all hear this for kids, but this is so good for us too. So you might want to think about it like a half an hour before bed, like starting like, okay, I don't know about you guys, but I have a sleep reminder on my phone. You can set it to make sure you have your 8 hours of sleep, you know, and mine just goes off like ding, ding, sleep reminder. It's time to get ready for bed. Like, yes, I do it. And then sometimes when I'm in bed, I'm so proud because I'm ahead of the schedule. I don't know about you guys, but Move daily, and that's a big one with a lot of people don't take time to work on themselves. But activity during the day supports your internal clock and makes it easier to fall asleep at night. But you want to avoid exercise really close before bedtime. So you're not going to do like heavy lifting or real hard cardio, but light walking or movement before bed is fine. But you just don't want to do a vigorous exercise because it might be a little bit more to fall asleep. But just maybe take a walk. It doesn't have to be something, and you don't have to do this before bed, but it's healthy to do it daily. And you'll notice if you start exercising, you'll notice a big difference in limit stimulants. I am one, I suffer from autoimmune disease, and I was taken off caffeine. I didn't think it really bothered me. It doesn't bother me. I sleep and drink a Diet Coke or whatever, but now I don't drink any pop, and I limit myself to one. If it's a good day, I can have 2 coffees in the morning, never afternoon. And you will notice a difference. If you use a lot of stimulants, when you cut those down or limit it to a certain time point, you will notice a huge difference. My husband now notices it. So with relying on energy drinks to enhance your mood and optimize your performance, caffeine is found naturally in many plants, including coffee, tea, cacao pods, and cola and nuts. It's also in your chocolate. So synthetic caffeine is also added to medications. So you want to make sure to check on your medications and stuff and your energy drinks. So it just like it's touted to promote wakefulness in the morning, it can do that all through the day if you're doing it incorrectly. So you want to be real careful with the caffeine. So, and then don't eat at bedtime. Sometimes that's hard when you're hungry, right? So, but they're saying another thing to avoid before bed is heavy meals and spicy foods. Meals that are too late or too heavy or spicy before bed can lead to heartburn or digestive discomfort that may make it difficult to sleep. So if you can keep that in mind. And then use essential oils. Imagine that. So I love, they're smelling the Serenity right there. Has anybody tried? Raise your hand. You have a little thing. I love the Serenity, and it's my bedtime schedule. Now that you've learned about why sleep is a foundation for health, some basic sleep hygiene practices, it's time to talk about natural sleep solutions. So many essential oils can provide a relaxing environment. And I love having my diffuser right by my bed. I don't know if everyone else does that, but I love it. But they're recommending soft floral aromas like lavender, Roman chamomile for grounding, centering, cedarwood, sandalwood. They just did a study that just came out showing the Shinrin Yoku, the brand new one. It's forest bathing, like walking through a forest. It's supposed to simulate those same feelings, but it can really help for sleep also, just like the Serenity. So if you want to change it up and change your smells, you might want to try the Shinrin Yoku at nighttime. And did you guys see the study? Amy posted a study in our group, talked about a big study that it can improve cognitive ability in elderly over 225% just by putting different essential oils in your room at bedtime. And they were only doing it for 2 hours with these elderly as an experiment. And that's what they found. So I'm like, well, what happens then if we do it all the time? Just think how much more we're going to be cognitive aware. So yeah. So here's the Serenity at the restful blend. It creates a restful environment at bedtime, provides a calming and soothing aroma. So love, love, love this for my diffuser. You can put it in your bath. We've made bath salts with it. They now have at Christmas time a spray that you can spray on your pillow. Love that. That's awesome. A sleep mask is coming out soon with a Serenity bed kit. So be on the look for that. But I love this. And I love our new stick too. So, and then there's the soft gels. So it's kind of a little joke between us wellness advocates on our last call about the Serenity soft gels. So they're nothing short of amazing. Has anybody on the line use anybody on here want to say anything? Do you use anybody use them regularly and want to talk about it?
I can say something. I've been giving them to my children and it's been really working well.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, I didn't even think to use them with kids. So do you just use one with your kids, Janae?
Yeah, I just use one. I normally just use one with my older son. But then my other girls were like, I want one, and they went to sleep in 20 minutes, and it was amazing. With my girls, we have a nightly routine of they come in and I use the stick and rub it on their feet and rub it on their back, and it's just this sweet little ritual they love.
I love it. That's exactly what they're talking about, like bedtime rituals. And even as adults, I'm loving my bedtime rituals. The same thing. I put my water in my diffuser and then my Serenity. I've been trying to switch it up a little bit. And I'm glad that you're using that with kids to know. But the Serenity gels are like sleep you haven't ever had. I feel like it really helps a lot. And especially if you've been on melatonin, these don't have any side effects. So that's so awesome, and you feel really well rested. They do, the new ones have tart cherry, and that's the big difference between the older ones. When you get them, you can just smell them. They smell so good. So you can see what's in them: lavender, L-theanine, proprietary extract blend, tart cherry, lemon balm, passion flower, and German chamomile. And then it just talks about how you can use those. And then the stick. So Janae, you were saying you use the stick too?
Yeah, I put the girls on the girls' feet, and then they love it on their back. I just rub their back at night with it.
Okay. Yeah. So in the stick, I love that too. And I do love, and I don't even know if they're making I love the Serenity roller too. And if they are not, you can make your own roller with coconut oil. So you can roll it all over. You can put Serenity straight on your skin. That's what that little ATN means. It means for aromatic, for touch, and then neat, meaning that you can put it right on the way it is. So
And can I just add something too, Tiffany?
Yeah.
I know I missed it a little bit and was a little bit late because of where I was at and I couldn't hop in. But with the Shinrin Yoku, they just finished a small study that they did with it. And they found that cortisol levels had dropped in participants by, on average, 40% in the morning when they diffused the Shinrin Yoku at night. And then their blood pressure, their top blood pressure, I want to say it was like 40 points, and their bottom one was like 34 points. So they had a significant decrease in blood pressure. They had a huge drop in cortisol levels, which if you learn about cortisol, it's like your stress hormone. And anyway, so just diffusing through the night is so powerful. It is so impactful on your body. And so definitely get the Shinrin Yoku as well. But the Serenity, I will say, my husband has always struggled sleeping until we found doTERRA. And it literally has just changed everything for him. He sleeps so great now. He notices such a difference when he uses, we like to do Breathe with Serenity. Anyway, but same, my daughter, like we use it every night with her, and it's really helped her fall asleep more easily, sleep more deeply. It's just been a game changer. So, so grateful. My teenager. So.
Yeah. Can I just add, like, I also love the Breathe with Serenity, but doing the Shinrin Yoku with Serenity and Balance, those three together is so yummy. And all three of those are really great for bedtime and nighttime. So just another fun option.
Yeah, I was wondering, like, switch it up or use the same things, because I'm one that uses the same, and I thought maybe I should be switching this up. So
I mean, it just depends on your needs. Like if like Serenity for sure, but like if you're feeling congested or someone in your home snores, or then you need that extra respiratory support, then add the Breathe. Or I know I will often even throw some On Guard in, especially this time of year, just to help my body reset overnight, and to kind of give my body that cleansing effect. So yeah, it just kind of depends. Some people are creatures of habit, and some people would rather switch it up. So you kind of whatever you prefer.
And just to add about that study that Tiffany talked about with improving memory and cognition in older adults, they were doing a different oil. They rotated out oils each night throughout the week, but it was changing it up. It caused new it solidified neural pathways and brain connection. And that's their hypothesis of why it improved their memory and cognitive ability so much. So I would encourage you, based on this new research, to change it up sometimes. You again, in the study, they alternated between a different oil each night, and then they
Sorry.
repeated that weekly. But just change it up sometimes, and apparently it benefits your brain even more that way. But there's so many great sleep oils to pick from. I love that you can do that and sleep deeply and get the brain benefits.
That's why I wondered, because I was using Serenity all the time, Amy. And then after you posted the study and I read it, it said 7 oils, and you could find the oils, like it was rose and some common oils they were using. But I don't think it matters so much what oils they use, just that they changed them. So that's what I thought, like maybe I should start changing them, but I change them during the day. So I'm sure I'm fine. You know.
Well, and the study did also say that the reason they did it at nighttime was for like simplicity. But if you're someone who diffuses during the day, then that's another way for you to get that variety. So it doesn't have to be at nighttime. Like if you're sitting at a desk for a few hours every day, then you could just as easily get the benefits that way.
Great. So here's if you have your phone out, or if you want to use that, there's the ebook you can get on sleep. I can maybe after it's over put the link, but I can't do chat while my phone is doing this. So so you already know about the co-impact sourcings. We're going to shift topics and move to discuss what makes doTERRA different, what makes this community different, the purity, the pure products, the pure intentions, pure business practice, and pure love of humanity. So, and they have, hoping, I'm going to stop sharing to play a little video, hopefully.
I was going to say that, our brain, what happens when we're sleeping is really different than when we're awake. And so that's why there's even more benefit to using those oils while you are sleeping, while your body's renewing, while you have all of that rejuvenating brain activity going on. So there is, it does make a difference at night. And so be consistent. And if you have parents that are 50 or older, I think everybody is concerned about memory and brain cognition once they start to get to that age. So share the study with them and make sure that they are just using, a different oil each night and doing that consistently, because it's so exciting, the impact that it has.
There it is.
I don't think it's going to work.
Just on getting the best.
Oh, it worked.
Can you hear it?
And
Yes.
help the most. When we get the best oils and we help the most people, that's a formula for success.
Can you make it full screen?
I just think the whole planet is being lifted by this company, and it makes it so easy to be passionate, because I know that every step of the way, it's lifting someone.
There's good
It's
happening.
blessing someone. It's a light to someone.
Something that grew out of just a love for the oils, and it's given me so much more hope for the future.
We are interested in having the purest, highest quality essential oils that you can have, but in the process, we're also very interested in doing good in the world.
We chose to be a person-to-person model because we knew that this would empower people to step into their full potential and truly make the world a better place as they pursue what's pure to them.
So there's the difference with doTERRA that you can see. We pursue what's pure. It's important to discuss essential oil purity, okay, because just not any oils. Most of you know that on the call, right? It affects your safety, your effectiveness, potency, and in the essential oil industry, it's unfortunately, but it's littered with adulteration and contamination. Little regulation market exists. So pure essential oils are costly to produce, and there's a lot of suppliers and brokers that try to lower the cost of their products by adding other substances and altering the product. As you guys have seen this, that we've done different things with them. But the good thing with doTERRA, they are going to pay fair on-time wages and develop long-term partnerships. That means they can monitor essential oils and their purity from the start, right from the source. So if you want to know more, you can look more or talk to someone after class on the purity of our oils and find out more. There's a lot of videos. If you look up doTERRA online, you can learn. Here's another one. But like I said, sorry guys, Tiffany is not gonna go through all that. You can look it up. It's actually about our Madagascar vanilla. So, and you can see this. You can see the jobs right there that it supported, how many lives it supported, 74 lives impacted through social impact projects, and the highlights. So I love that. And then we'll go on. And we come to doTERRA Wellness Advocates. Those of us that share and teach about doTERRA essential oils, including me, doTERRA was extremely deliberate when choosing a direct sales model. Essential oils are incredibly experiential, right? You want to experience it. I could not tell you like how great the peppermint is sometimes until you smell it yourself. So, and that is why they picked this, the direct sales model so that you could have somebody to teach you, and you could go to workshops, and you could just experience it yourself. So you could say it's essential for it to be a people business. So I'm hoping you have a great wellness advocate that probably invited you here today, right? So here's all the ways. If you are new and don't have an account, you can if you want to, you can become a member and save 25% off the retail prices. You get free shipping with every order over 100 PV, and a free gift with 150 PV order, which is that little cute pebble diffuser. And then if you become a sharer, which a lot of people do, you can just share your account that you already have with your friends if you're talking about it, and you can get 20% off your whatever they order. So that's great. So, and then we have the loyalty rewards program, which is, we call it LRP for short, but that's the best way to get most bang for your buck, right? You can get free points from whatever you order, which I like that. Don't you all love that? And then you can acquire points to get free products, and or you can qualify to earn commission. So that's a great way. And you can also get that free oil every month if you put your order in 125 before the 15th. And this month it was clove, which was awesome, right? My son got his wisdom teeth out today, and he did not use sedation or of any kind. So we did use a little bit of clove when he got home. So, and then there's 3 types of people. So you can decide if you just want to be a customer, if you want to be a sharer and share your 20% off code, or if you want to be a builder. So that's all. I think we're going to wrap up. Does anybody have any questions or anything they want to talk about? I would love to hear from you. How many of you use your diffuser at night by your bed? If you're not, are you going to now, right? After learning tonight that it can make you so much smarter, your cognitive well-being, that would be awesome. So,
Okay. Yeah. I was just saying, does anybody have any other testimonials that they'd like to share?
I would love to hear testimonials.
I know we've had a couple already, but just thought we'd open it up in case.
I don't have a testimonial. The only thing I wanted to share was earlier you talked about exercise. My background for the last 20 years has been fitness. And there's a lot of studies that have shown the importance of walking first thing in the morning. I know you talked about walking, but there is something to walking first thing in the morning and getting the light in your eyes. And you talked about that too, but just and actually the importance of the amount of steps you get. 8,000 steps is the steps that they're proving to show weight loss, better sleep, just better health in general. So I thought I'd throw those few facts into build on what you did. You did a great job.
I love that you did that because I've been setting all these goals for myself. I'm too much of a goal setter, but yes, 10,000 steps. And I've been doing a lot of reading too. And the same thing that you said, like there's something about that morning light that resets your whole body, just like you. Yeah. A short little walk in the morning. That's exactly.
Awesome. Well, I would just say we are, let me make sure I'm unmuted. Am I unmuted? Yeah, okay.
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, I wanted to invite anyone. We're going to have a take a look, learn more event starting here on this Zoom link just in 15 minutes. So feel free to just hang out and join us if you'd like to learn more about that. Totally no pressure at all. It's something you can just kind of take a look under the hood and learn more about what it looks like to share and make a difference in other people's lives. So we invite you to join us. I guess I went.
Thanks for bearing with me. I love you for that because I was all flustered tonight. So I am very thankful that you're very gracious. So hope you enjoyed it. I hope you will start a new sleep routine at night for yourself. Something to think about. Doing your diffuser at night, putting on your Serenity, and try the soft gels. They're amazing. The adaptive, the Copaiba, all that.
We do have a question that I
Yay.
just received from somebody about using oils with pets. I don't know if she's still on the you are still on. I don't know if the question is specifically in regards to diffusing oils, but the general rule of thumb in terms of using oils with pets is, especially with diffusing, generally it's completely safe. You just want to leave the door open in whatever room you're diffusing in. Like you need to make sure your pet has a way to remove themselves because they'll know if it bothers them. There is a short list of oils that are not recommended for use with animals, but that, like I said, that list is pretty short and you can reach out to your wellness advocate to get that kind of information. But again, it also goes back to the quality of the oil. So because doTERRA oils are 100% pure, more of them are safe to use with pets. And so I know I actually have some clients that have had a lot of like success with using, like for example, one client has a dog that gets really scared and anxious really easily. And so she started using lavender on her dog and it has helped so much. And so there is a lot of benefit. I've heard so many stories. So if that is something that you want to learn more about, I would say reach out to your wellness advocate. But in terms of diffusing, it's a great way to support pets. Or if they just happen to be around, then it shouldn't bother them. So
there is a list. I do have a list of ones to use for cats, not to use to avoid for cats and one to avoid for dogs. But as far as diffusing, basically just like she said, leave a place, but they, don't close them in a room with a diffuser. Basically let them choose if they want to be in, if you're going to have your diffuser in your living room, hopefully they have full reign of the house. And if they don't like it, they can go upstairs or go to a different room that they want to go to.
You can Google the essential oil vet and she has such great information. So just type that in your Google search. She'll come right up. She has a safety section you can look at and it's all right there. So super easy.
Yeah, it's a great resource.